Hi everyone, Lydia here with Build Show Network, and today we're going to talk about texture. So we saw the sample boards and we saw a lot of the textures that we were doing. So let's talk a little bit about how we do them. So the stomp knockdown was done with a brush like this. This is called a stomp brush. They come flattened down now. They used to come curled up and you'd have to soak it in water to get it to lie down. So they've come a long way from where they were. But you would just put your mud on and take this brush and stomp, just like that. I'm not going to do an example of this one today because it takes a long time to dry to be able to knock down, but this is the tool that you're using for a stomp knockdown, or a stomp. For a swirl, this is called a pull trowel, and this is what we use for that. I'll show you guys how to do that one, and then we're going to go over a skip trowel and then kind of our wholly smooth wall plaster-like board. So let's go ahead and start. So for a swirl, you can do it by hand if you don't have a sprayer, that's totally okay. But essentially you're just going to be putting a layer of mud, and then you're going to be taking this and swirl. Figure eights. My mud's a little thick, it's usually a little bit thinner than this. But you can also kind of move the mud a little bit with the trowel. You can get it a little smoother. Jeez. So then you just go ahead and you just swirl, and sometimes the trowels like to catch. This is pretty aggressive. This would be more of like a hand style swirl, but some people really like it like this. Some people like it a lot smoother. So there's a couple different options there, but that's essentially how you do a swirl. Take your trowel and swirl it around. Next is going to be a skip trowel. So with a skip trowel, you don't want to get a lot of mud. You want about that much on your knife. And then what you're going to do is put your knife like this and let it skip across the board. Now, depending on what size of a knife you're using, how thick or thin your mud is all going to depend on the pattern that you're getting with your skip. Some people like it a little bit thicker, some people like it a little bit thinner, so you can kind of mess around a little bit, but it is important once you get that mud set, you want to keep continuing that with multiple buckets. So sometimes when we're doing a lot of hand texture, we'll come up with a system for mixing. So we'll have a bucket and then we'll have a container that we then are using the same amount of water every time. But that's pretty much a skip. Super simple, really easy to do, and you get a good look. And it can be pretty artsy too, depending on how you do it. All right, and now we are going to go and show our plaster-like finish. This one is the most lenient of all. You can really get really creative with this, but you kind of do a little bit of a skip trowel with it. Kind of just want to leave some open spots. And then you just take your knife and start working across and getting it to all knocked down. And you can work this as much or as little as you want. That's it for me this week. You can check me on socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube under Drywall Shorty. And have fun experimenting, mess around a little bit. Texture is supposed to be imperfect in certain aspects, so enjoy yourselves, and I will catch you guys next week.